Hello. Boy, it's super hot here today, but I thought I'd make a video anyway. I love photography, and I love nice cameras, but you know what I don't like? Bulk. They came out with this format called Micro Four Thirds, which had interchangeable lenses but was smaller than normal 35mm format, and I thought, wow, that's going to be the way of the future. So I actually bought a couple of these sort of cameras, but they're still too big. First, you've got to put it into some kind of a protective case. This is one of the smallest I know of that'll take the camera with the lens attached. So you've got to carry this, and then you put that probably also in another bag. Say, for instance, a backpack or a camera bag. I don't want to carry all that bulk. In this video, I'm going to talk about how to turn your cargo pants into a camera bag. So I have a bunch of videos on pocket organizers, such as this one made by Expedition. This is one that's part of my Go bag. I'll have a video about this someday. But the topic of this video isn't about this. The topic of this video is about cargo pants pocket modification. Most people fill up a pocket organizer like this, and then they carry it in their cargo pants pocket. And while that works, boy, it barely fits. In fact, this one can't even fit with this fully loaded bag. But you know what part of the problem is? This bag itself. You already have a bag here. Why put a bag in a bag? So I decided, why not turn this into a camera bag itself? What we're going to do is add some stiffening support on the front to act as armor, and that will be our entire camera bag. So the first thing we want to assess is what size it should be. I've found that cargo pants pockets vary tremendously in how much they can hold, the volume. This one is now filled up, and I'm using as a unit of measurement these Amazon packing pouches. One, two, three, four. So these little air pouches, this cargo pants pocket can hold 4 of them. And this cargo pants pocket, on the other hand, only holds 2. So you have to assess what size your overall curve on the outside is going to be, because you're going to build your body armor to mimic this shape. What I finally settled on were these cutting boards for cutting vegetables. You use this, you form the shape, and that then tells you where to cut it, because you want it to have this curvature once it's fully made. So I'm using cutting boards. You can buy these at kitchen supply stores, Dollar Tree stores, places like that. So I got a few drops of water on the pants, but that should evaporate in a moment, especially considering how hot it is today. Anyway, we now know what size and shape we're going to use. Let me show you some of the earlier prototypes I made. So one of these bags, one of these pocket organizers, this one is empty. So you see there's nothing in it. And if you put it in here, my goodness, we've stuffed this entire pocket already, and we haven't even put anything inside this. So this is a lot of bulk we're saving by not using one of these things. First, I thought, what about cutting open a 2-liter bottle of soda, this material that soda bottles are made out of? I thought that curve would mimic quite nicely the outside. But look what happens when you cut them. I roll up into a cylinder that's too tight, so that won't work. I then thought, what about these food containers, these plastic fruit containers I get at Trader Joe's when I buy watermelon, stuff like that. But maybe one of these could work, and that could be kind of your entire pouch. Too flimsy. This was the first working prototype that worked. It's made out of the bottom of some frozen food that I also bought at Trader Joe's. And then this is bubble wrap material from a shipping envelope, and I put duct tape on it. It also has sort of an extra pocket to store flat items. You could use this maybe to store your cell phone in this pocket. But anyway, this is the first prototype I made, and it worked great. I've been using this now for about half a year, and I thought this is going to work out pretty well. So then I said, okay, we need to figure out how to cut some other material and give it some bounce, give it some shock proof, because this bubble wrap material was just sort of a test material. So this is my finalized outer body armor, and it's been designed so that when you put it in this way, it has that curve that I wanted to make the pocket as large and easy to access as possible and still have the shock resistance. I initially had planned on coating this with a layer of neoprene. I was going to cut this, which I bought at the Salvation Army for 50 cents. It's just a, you know, some kind of a little neoprene bag. I was going to cut this and then either sew it or glue it to this. But I have another idea that I'll show you in a minute. In fact, you may not even need just any extra shock absorption beyond the cloth. Anyway, this is the shape that I settled on that I think works quite nicely. When I'm not using it, it stores perfectly flat, which is kind of cool. But it will curve to my leg. When I'm using it, I rotate it 90 degrees. I stick it back in. And now we've got a nice camera bag. I can take your camera, stick it in there, and voila, protected, hard-case camera bag. So instead of using the neoprene in the bag itself, this is what I decided to do. Why not put neoprene on the camera lens? And that's what I have here. So now the protection is built to the camera itself. Does mean I have to take this off, and this is made out of, maybe you can even tell by just looking at it, a beer cozy, a beer bottle cozy that I cut down. You know, it goes all the way up and it zippers onto your beer. Inside it, we also have a little plastic bag, acts as a raincoat for the camera in case I get caught in a downpour, and a what do you call it? A microfiber cleaning cloth. This one's special. Besides being a microfiber cleaning cloth, it's also what's called a gray card. You can aim your camera at this to do both color balancing and also exposure. And then we also have some twist tie and a rubber band. The theory was if I wanted to use my camera in the rain, what I could do is put the rubber band around the lens. So this is how you can do outdoor photography while it's raining. So believe it or not, I'm going to use just this piece of plastic and forego the neoprene for now, and instead use the neoprene outer camera protector. And this folds down so you can use it on larger lenses too, because I do have lenses which stick out more. But for this camera, for this smaller lens, this is just the right size. Also to show you on this camera, besides this protective cover for the lens, I've added some other doodads. There's some grip tape here used by skateboarders for the surface of their skateboard to just give it a little more grip so I can hold it at weird angles and have less worry about slip, especially when my hands are sweaty like they are today from the hot temperature. This is one of the smallest interchangeable lens cameras I know of that has a pop-up flash. That's why I bought it. It's called a Lumix GF3 made by Panasonic. And this is what's called a pancake lens. Very small, very compact. There are even ones smaller than this, but this one is highly regarded, also made by Panasonic Lumix series. So I've added the grip tape. I've added a wrist strap. And then down here is one of the world's smallest tripods. lets you aim the camera up, down, left, right. You have these little feet that come out. This is made by Manfrotto, well-known tripod company. This is called a MP1C01. When you're not using it, you fold in the legs, and that keeps it very compact. So that's the main camera I'll be using. Also, the tool for removing the tripod is built into the wrist strap, which I think is kind of a nice touch. Lets you unscrew this. You can also use a dime or a screwdriver, but it lets you remove the tripod, which you need to do if you're going to change battery or change SD card. So to attach it, we screw it on to the tripod thread. You take the adapter, which is built into the hand strap, tighten it. Then I can also store my strap inside here. Keeps it sort of out of the way. Apply the protective cover and gray card microfiber cleaning card, and we are ready to roll. So here's the camera bag. Stick in the camera, close the flap. Remember, this is my smaller bag, my smaller cargo pants pocket, and it fits. I don't have to worry about getting knocked, hurting the lens. I think this is going to work out really well. And then when you're done, rotate it 90 degrees, put it back in, and you're flat. So in normal use, it's flat, but when I want it to become a camera bag, we rotate it 90 degrees and put it back in. Hardly notice any difference to the curvature of the outside in terms of what my leg feels, but now it's a camera bag. I don't have to worry about hurting the camera. I have quick access to it. So that's my camera bag. And when I'm done using it, pull it out, flip it 90 degrees, and I'm flat. So this is what I call UFO mode. If I were more skilled, I suppose I could put these sort of elastic straps onto that card so that it itself also had holder positions, but I'm not good at sewing, so I'm not going to do that. If you have a sewing machine or better capability than I, there would be ways to make this a nicer thing. Even just giving it one layer gives it that extra sort of pouch-like quality, which can be kind of cool. I actually used that on the prototype for a while, so I just thought I'd throw that out there. So I'm back after having gone shopping in the hot summer sun. There's also room for like a selfie stick, also can act as sort of a monopod while you're sitting. Had no problem with it. You know, I didn't fall down or have anything bump my pocket, but the heaviness and bulk wasn't too bad at all. I would say this is definitely a success. This larger cargo pants pocket in my shorts actually has much greater capacity, and it will even fit the tactical kit from the go bag with room to spare for monopod accessories and whatnot.